As a kid who grew up in the 2000s, there were a few cartoons that I just automatically loved. SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, Danny Phantom, and the topic of today, the Fairly Odd Parents.
If I had one!
It was a charming cartoon about a kid who had a miserable life and had two fairies, or, you know, three eventually, who would make his life so much better by granting wishes. Yada yada yada, shenanigans ensues. It went on for like 10 or 15 years. It went on for too long. I stopped watching around 2008 when they had the baby Poof. But regardless, the Fairly Odd Parents has always held a special place in my heart. And they've even had some amazing movies. The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour trilogy, and my favorite, the Channel Chasers. But then, sometime in the 2010s, they made a live action movie.
Timmy Turner, you're in for a big surprise!
Starring Drake Bell. Oh, I know him! And Daniela Monet. Oh, I think I know her. Oh, she was Victorious' sister. Okay, I know who that is. I remember watching it out of pure curiosity because, hey, I love Drake and Josh, and I love the Fairly Odd Parents. Put them together, what could possibly go wrong? Everything. So let's talk about this abomination. So the movie starts off with Timmy Turner, who's now 23 years old, played by 30-something-year-old Drake Bell.
Come on, buddy, let's hear them. What are they, Poof? Come on.
The movie, of course, starts off with some shenanigans, where Timmy wishes for pirates and they fight because, gosh dang it, Timmy loves making wishes and doing stuff, I guess. Jorgen von Strangel eventually shows up where he...
This is not a game! The longer you keep Cosmo and Poof, the more you put them in danger of being exposed or captured.
He gives the worst Arnold Schwarzenegger impression I've ever heard in my life. How hard is it to do an Arnie impression? Everybody can do an Arnold impression. I should be Jorgen von Strangel in the next movie, or the god-awful live-action series. Jorgen is here to basically tell Timmy, hey, you're 23 years old, you're supposed to have lost your fairies like 10 years ago. Which, you know, he has a point. We then cut to Timmy's parents who, gosh dang it, I gotta admit, I kinda got a kick out of.
Ooh, they need unskilled workers at that new dynamite factory.
Mainly because Timmy's dad is played by his actual voice actor, Darren Norris. So he's literally just Timmy's dad live action.
We're finally going on our dream vacation around the world.
I don't know, I think that's really charming. Anyway, it's Timmy's birthday, I can't remember if I mentioned that. They give him things like, hey, the want ads, get a job. Hey, look at all these apartments, get a place, move out.
I really wish you hadn't sold the house.
So if you haven't caught on yet, the plot of this movie is that Timmy refuses to grow up so he can keep his fairies. Basically, being a giant man-child and a huge loser. Which brings me to my first problem with this movie, is that Timmy is supposed to be a loser, right? He still plays with his fairies, he has no job, he still goes to school with all the little kids. He's a giant man-child loser, but he's played by Drake Bell.
I was first.
Yeah, half a second.
Oh, so I'm a half a second better kisser than you are.
Prove it.
The person who was just the coolest guy if you watch Drake and Josh. And that's why he's here. He's here because we watched Drake and Josh and now Drake is doing something else. Why would you get Drake, who is the good-looking, cool guy? He even makes Timmy look cool. We then cut to Vicky, which is weird because now Timmy's 23. I mean, they look like they could go on a date and make out or something. I don't know. But luckily, we're about to be introduced to the next best character in the movie.
See, I know you're remaining childlike in order to keep your fairies, and I'll play along with your game.
Denzel Crocker. Now, this is not the same guy who voiced Crocker, but gosh, does he just give it his socks. He just gives it everything he's got.
It will be I, Mr. Denzel Crocker, who'll be making the wishes around here!
Everything from the fairies and his twitching and crazy eccentric movements, this guy is dedicated to playing Crocker, and perfect casting. So yeah, it's kinda weird seeing grown-ass Timmy Turner be a big man-child. But hey, I guess it seems to be working. He still has his fairies and everything is going according to plan. Until... some absolute hottie enters the picture. Who is this?
It's Tootie.
It's Tootie. It's Tootie.
Tootie?
Why does it have to be Tootie? The reason I ask this is because They stripped away everything that made her Tootie. Tootie was this awkward, obsessed girl that Timmy wanted no part of, but now she's hot, and and now he wants her. Anyway, so Tootie is this super cool activist who's perfect, and Timmy starts to fall in love with her because she's pretty now. I just can't deal with this. I cannot deal with the fact that Timmy Turner, the big man-child, is actually a good-looking guy who has this weird confidence, and Tootie is this very pretty girl who's not weird and awkward. Why is this movie against having weird, awkward, unlikable people? Okay, so Tootie is some activist and doesn't want these people to cut down this tree, but this evil senator does want it cut down, and he witnesses magic, and he teams up with Denzel Crocker to prove that fairies are real. I don't know. What? I guess. So there's a lot of subplots going on right now. Timmy is slowly falling in love with Tootie and they go on dates, which is, you know, cute, I guess. Crocker and this senator guy are devising a plan to stop Timmy or find fairies or something. And also, Cosmo and Wanda are jealous of Tootie.
If that love meter gets any higher, we're doomed!
Like, they apparently also want to stay with Timmy forever and ever and ever? It's weird. I don't know. I mean, hasn't it been established that Cosmo and Wanda just want to do their job? So yada yada yada, Tootie and Timmy go on a date, and then Cosmo and Wanda turn human!
Oh my gosh! We're humans!
And they got the funny Seinfeld guy to play Cosmo.
Listen to the comeback. Oh yeah? Well, the jerk store called. They're running out of you.
Also, Timmy is wearing a fedora. There's nothing else to it. It's just hilarious that Timmy is wearing a fedora on a date. He really is a loser. Anyway, remember those government guys? They then kidnap Tootie. They also capture Cosmo and Wanda somehow and start extracting their powers. It's all just really weird.
Chester, I need a security expert stat.
Say what?
Oh yeah, did I mention Chester and AJ are here? So this senator guy uses the fairy powers to give him pecs. I guess that's just what he's always wanted in life. He's basically stealing the life forms of Cosmo, Wanda, and Poof from this crazy machine that Crocker built, and it's all actually pretty dramatic.
Little help, guys?
Sorry, Timmy! This time, you're on your own!
So in order to stop this villain from growing any stronger and losing the life of Cosmo, Wanda, and Poof, Timmy does the unthinkable. He scores with the hot girl.
I love you, Tootie.
Yup, Timmy kisses Tootie. He officially grows up and loses Cosmo and Wanda?
I'm gonna miss you guys forever.
Goodbye, Timmy!
What was that?
I'm gonna miss you guys forever.
I'm gonna miss you guys forever. What was that? I have been watching this cartoon since I was like 5. I have grown up with Timmy, Cosmo, and Wanda. They are the perfect trio, and now they're going to be separated, and the performance and line delivery that Drake Bell gives is...
I'm gonna miss you guys forever.
I don't know, so I miss you guys. So Cosmo, Wanda, and Poof are gone forever. Timmy finally grows up and finally goes out with Tootie, accepting his new life as an adult, but always cherishing the times he'll have with Cosmo and Wanda. Timmy's chapter with his fairies is done, and now starts a new one as an adult.
He may keep his fairies.
Maybe we'll get to meet the new fairies. I hope they're as nice as us.
They are us, you ninny!
Or not! Yeah, I guess it wouldn't really be a happy ending if Timmy didn't not only got to grow up, get the girl, but also keep his fairies. Why? What did Timmy do to deserve his fairies again? May I remind you, they got captured, but no. Since Timmy is just Timmy, he gets to keep his fairies and his girl. He still wears his fedora. Why is this happening? I just roll the credits. Oh yeah, and Tootie can also see the fairies now. Just why not? Why not? Why not? Just ruin the rules! The rules! They don't even matter anymore. And that was a fairly odd movie. What a fairly long waste of my time. I mean, it was fine, I guess, for what it was. I mean, it was just a Nickelodeon TV movie, so it's not like I had to pay for a ticket in the theater. They had a few more sequels that I just did not watch because I was not impressed with the first one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. And with that, I'll leave you with this Timmy Turner quote. Internet,